In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, may Allah's peace, mercy, and blessing. Welcome, my dear student, for grade 12. Today, inshallah, we have Unit 6, step number 6. It's a workbook lesson. So, open your workbook with me, page number 40. Open your workbook with me, page number 40. Let's get started with the first exercise we have. Exercise number 1. Choose the correct phrases to complete these sentences. Choose the correct phrases to complete these sentences. So we have 4 sentences. Letter A, aubergines grow on plants or under the ground. Aubergines grow on plants or under the ground. Tea grows on trees or on bushes. Tea grows on trees or on bushes. Dates grow on the ground or on trees. Dates grow on the ground or on trees. Potatoes grow on the ground or under the ground. So, try to think about the right answer. Let's go to the first one. Aubergines grow. Yes, right. The right answer is on plants. Aubergines grow on plants. Letter B. Tea grows. Yes, try to think. Very good, excellent. It's on bushes. On bushes. C. Dates grow. Yeah, what about the answer? Try to think. Right. On trees. Dates grow on trees. Potatoes grow. Yeah. Right. Under the ground. So we have to check it with me again. Aubergines grow on plants. Tea grows on bushes. Dates grow on trees. Potatoes grow under the ground. Let's go to the exercise number 2. In exercise number 2, we are going to choose the correct prepositions to complete these sentences. So I'm going to choose the suitable prepositions for a verb. We have cactuses. Cactuses are dependent. So we have the verb dependent, take off or on. Take off or on. Their thorns for protection. Cactuses are dependent of or on their thorns for protections. Letter B. The Venus flytrap is famous. So is it famous for or famous with? Being able to catch insects. This makes it different. The different will take. The word different will take for or from most ordinary plants. I have always been interested. So we have the word interested will take the preposition for or in plants and the trees, but I am not keen. The word keen will take in or on insects. My encyclopedia of nature is full. So we have the word full. I'm going to say full of or full from interesting facts about plants. Okay, so I give you time to think, then we are going to answer it. Right. Number 1. Number 1, cactuses are dependent. So the word or dependent takes the preposition on. So dependent on. Dependent on. So cactuses are dependent on their thorns for protection. Letter B. The Venus flytrap is famous. So we have the word famous. Yes, takes the preposition for or with. Famous, right. Famous for. So the Venus flytrap is famous for being able to catch insects. This makes it different. So we have the word different, take for or from, right. Different from most ordinary plants we have here. Letter C. I've always been interested. So we have the word interested, take the preposition for or in. Right. Interested in plants and trees, but I am not keen. Keen, right. Keen on insects. Letter D. My encyclopedia of nature is full. So we have the word full, take the preposition of. So we have full of interesting facts about plants. Right. Now we have exercise number 3. Write sentences to explain these situations using the words in practice. Number 1. This exercise concerning revision about deduction. So how to make a deduction from the sentences here. So number 1, the phone is ringing. It's probably your brother. He usually rings at this time. So use it might. Use it might. Letter B, someone's ringing our bell. You are sure it's the postman. He always comes at this time. Use it must. Use it must. Letter C, there is an important football match in your town tonight. You think the roads will probably be very busy. Use the roads might. Your friend said she would phone you, but she hasn't. You are sure she has not forgotten. Use she can't. Use she can't. Someone waves at you from a car. It looks like your friend's car. Use it might. Use it might. Your sister has worked very hard. You feel sure that she has got good grades in her exams. Use she must. You hear a car approaching, but you know it isn't your uncle's car because it doesn't have the same sound. Use it can't. Use it can't. A new building is going up in your neighborhood. You think it's probably a school. Use might. Use might. Try to think clearly. Try to think deeply. Here we have the answer. Let's go. Number 1. The phone is ringing. It's probably your brother. He usually rings at this time. Use it might. If we have the word probably, so the deduction will use might. Like this one. So, it might be my brother. He usually rings at this time. Next. Letter B. Someone's ringing our bell. You are sure it's the postman. He always comes at this time. So we have here, you are sure in a positive sense or a positive meaning. If you are sure from something, use it must, especially in the positive meaning. So we have it here, it must be the postman at the door. He always comes at this time. It must be the postman at the door. He always comes at this time. So we have, you are sure, he is, so use it must, plus infinitive, must be the postman. Next we have it here. There is an important football match in your town tonight. You think the road will probably be very busy. So we have the word probably. Use the roads might. So the answer will be, the roads might be very busy tonight. There is an important football match in town. The roads might be very busy tonight. There is an important football match tonight in town. Okay. Letter D. Your friend said she would phone you, but she hasn't. You are sure she has not forgotten. So, you are sure she has not. Sure with the negative meaning of the word, of the sentence. Sure, using sure with the negative meaning of the sentence. So the deduction will use can't. The deduction will use can't. So we have it here. She can't have forgotten to phone me. She can't have forgotten to phone me. Letter E. Someone waves at you from a car. It looks like your friend's car. I'm usually or I'm going to use might. So because we have here looks like, so the deduction will be using might. So it might be my friend, it looks like his car. Next. Your sister has worked very hard. You feel sure that she has got good grades in her exam. She has got good grades in her exam. So if you are sure, as I said before, if you are sure she has got, so use must. So the answer will be she must have got good grades in her exams. She has worked very hard. You hear a car approaching, but you know it isn't your uncle's car because it doesn't have the same sound. So I'm sure it isn't. The deduction will be can't. The deduction will be can't. So it can't be my uncle's car. It doesn't have the same sound. A new building is going up in your neighborhood. You think it's probably a school. So use they might. So we have it here. They might be building a new school. Right. Exercise number 4. In exercise number 4, we are going to complete the sentences with one of the connectors in the box. So we are going to complete the sentences with one of the connectors in the box. We have it here. The connectors we have is although, despite, but, unlike. Although, despite, but, unlike. So let's go to number 1 at first. Here. Space. Most plants which lose their leaves in autumn. An evergreen plant keep its leaves over the winter. So try to think again. I'm going to read it again to think deeply. Most plants which lose their leaves in autumn. An evergreen plant keeps its leaves over the winter. So the right answer will be very good, excellent. It will be unlike. So unlike most plants which lose their leaves in autumn, an evergreen plant keeps its leaves over the winter. Very good, excellent, yeah. Letter B, we have it here. Try to think. Some plants, space, being short and low to the ground, take 2 years to complete the life cycle. Right? Very good. It's despite. Some plants, despite being short and low to the ground, take 2 years to complete the life cycle. Letter C. Some plants only bear leaves and flowers once. Then they die. A perennial is a plant that bears leaves and perhaps flowers every year. So the answer will be but. Well done. Next we have letter D, space. Some plants have no roots, stems, or leaves. They possess tissues that specialize in the internal transportation of water. So the answer will be very good, excellent. Although some plants have no roots, stems, or leaves, they possess tissues that specialize in the internal transportation of water. After that, we have exercise number 5. It's page number 41. So we are going to exercise number 5. In exercise number 5, we are going to write questions to the following answers. So we have many answers. I'm going to form a questions about this answer. Let's take the first answer. We have it here. Read it carefully. Try to think about the answer and form a questions from it. I have been working on this project for 5 hours continuously. So we have here 5 hours. I'm going to ask about 5 hours. Right. The questions will be, how long have you been working on this project? How long? If we have for or since, I'm going to use how long. So how long have you been working on this project? Letter B, or I've read 3 books by George Eliot. So the answer will be, I'm going to ask about 3 books. So I've read 3 books by George Eliot. The answer will be how many? If I have numbers, I'm going to use how many in my questions. So how many books have you read by George Eliot? How many books have you read by George Eliot? This is right. Next we have it here. I go to the library twice a week. I go to the library twice a week. So I'm going to ask about twice a week. So it will be here, how often do you go to the library? How often do you go to the library? Next we have letter D. Well, my brother is now taller than me. Well, my brother is now taller than me. So, how tall is your brother now? How tall is your brother now? So this is the right answers. After that, I've made some good progress lately. I've made some good progress lately. So the answer will be, how much progress have you made? How much progress have you made? So we have the questions here by how much. Next, exercise number 6. In this exercise, I am going to read these sentences. All of them contain at least one incorrect spelling, or maybe missing word, or maybe punctuations errors. We are going to write the correct sentences underneath. Plants are continually under attack from animals and insects. Because of this, they have developed ways of defending themselves and ensuring their survival. So, the errors or the mistakes we have it here will be in continually under attack from animals and insects. We are going to put a full stop, not a comma, like in this. So we have it here, full stop, not a comma. Okay? Because of this, so we have full stop here, okay? Because of this, they have developed ways of defending, not defend only. So defending here, ways of defending, gerund, we have a gerund, themselves and ensuring their, okay. After that, some plants cover themselves with a sticky substance. They help to prevent from eating them. So we have it here, it will be this help. With a sticky, not sticky only, this help, not in this capitalization. Okay. Next we have this one. Have you ever tried to pick flower and found that sharp thorns make it impossible? These thorns are part of the plant's sophisticated defense system. So we have the right here. Have you ever tried to pick a? So we have that. We are going to write the word a flower, and found that the sharp thorns like this without e. So the plural of thorn is thorns. Make it impossible. Then we have a question mark, not exclamation mark. Have you ever? So question mark, not exclamation mark. These thorns are a part of the plants. So plants here we have plants sophisticated defense, not defense like this one, system. Okay, so here we have position. After that, plants have ways of protecting themselves from many different threats. Not only do cactuses have spikes to ward off enemies, they also store water to ensure they're in the harsh, dry condition of the desert. So the right answer will be this, many, not double N, only one N, not double N and one N. Then we have survival. Exercise number 7, we are going to write what would you say in the following situations. So this is situations, we have it here. You are inquiring on the phone about the date of your entrance exam at university. What about held? Letter B. You are advising your colleague not to work too hard. You are advising your colleague not to work too hard. So we have it here. I don't think you should work so hard. Letter C. You are suggesting to your friend that he or she asks his brother for help. So, why don't you ask your brother for help? Right. Why? Why don't you ask your brother for help? After that, you are telling your friend politely that you can't stay for dinner because you have good homework to do. So, I'd love to stay for dinner, but I've good homework to do. Right. I'd love to stay for dinner, but I've good homework to do. So this next we have exercise number 8. We are going to match a sentence from A to E with sentence from 1 to 7. There are two extra functions we have it here. The first one we have it here. I'm going to read it and then we are going to match the word with the functions we have it here. I'm sorry to have to say this. This is letter A, yeah? I'm sorry to have to say this, but your work isn't good enough. Isn't good enough. Or is it this sentence? Stating or asking for information or offering help, demanding explanation or guessing or making complaints or giving warning. Right. So try to think it here. It's here. We have it here. It's making complaints. I'm going to make a complaint about something. Perhaps he needs some time off work. So it will be number 5, guessing. If it were up to me, I'd take a holiday instead of staying at home all the time. It will be stating preference. Preference. What can I do for you? This is number 3, offering help. Could you tell me when the next train leaves? So this is, it will be asking for information. Could you tell me? Could you tell me? So if I want to make a complaint, it would be like this. I'm sorry to have to say this, but if I'm going to guess, or making guessing, it will be perhaps you need some time off work. Okay. This is the end of our lesson today. Many thanks for listening. See you next time. Goodbye.